to draw around 2,500 to set the school record. Well, here we go. Wildcats, Tigers inside Neville Arena. And the first serve from Tuzzo, and now a middle attack from Teeler. And there is Brooklyn DeLay tapping it over. Jackie Barrett, 3-year starter at setter. And Brooklyn DeLay with the first point of the night, Keely.
I love her last name because I was about to say she delayed a little bit on that line shot. She looked like she was going cross court and then turned it sharp.
Molly Tuzzo, another freshman from the Woodlands, Texas, serving for the Wildcats to get things going tonight. Barrett goes middle, center of the court. And Reagan Rutherford using her right that time. We don't usually see her go with the right hand.
And you saw the ball pass between as a defense, so actually Auburn's block shifted to the outside. That was a smart reverse play by setter Grom going right back to Rutherford.
We've seen the two main offensive pieces for Kentucky in the first 2 points, DeLay and Rutherford. One on the outside, one on the right side. And a swing for Bella Bell is wide right. Point Kentucky. Emotional night for Bella Bell. I'm sure she's spent the last 4 seasons at Kentucky, transferring to Auburn to complete her master's. She won a national title with that team on the other side.
Yeah, I'm sure it means a lot for her today. What a strong player. She did a great job for Kentucky, and now coming in wearing a Tiger uniform.
Morton with the receive. And Swanson trying to drop it in, and she does. Tyler Swanson with a transfer from Illinois, not just Auburn's first point.
And you can see the strategy, trying to get the middles going, a low balls, nice fast attack from Auburn. They do not want the defense on this Kentucky team to set up. So everything out of Barrett's hands are coming fast on that set.
Here comes one of Auburn's service specialists, Belle Zimmerman. Emma Grom, and she sets a perfect ball for Reagan Rutherford, and she buries it.
That ball had beautiful hang time on the set by Grom, right down the line for her lefty Rutherford. Got some net to look for. That ball's going straight to the floor.
Auburn coach Brent Crouch told us that Reagan Rutherford, she's a lefty banger. Second one they've seen the last couple of matches.
Oh, she's so entertaining to watch. I can't wait for more kills.
Barrett goes middle again. Thrown to DeLay. Seems like Auburn hasn't quite gotten their ace swing off yet. And that's a tool this time from DeLay.
And what you're seeing right now are similar offenses, trying to go low and flat to the outside attack. And I see Jackie Barrett really pushing that seam, but Block's not able to close up, so it's all about that defense working around.
Now Eleanor Bevan, the libero, sends it over to Morton.
Wow.
Great swing there from Bell, but a better dig in point Kentucky. You know that's got to please Kentucky head coach Craig Skinner in his 19th season. National champion just a couple of years back. One of just 5 active head coaches to win it all.
One of the best in the business right there.
Good serve. Anderson rolls it. Rutherford. Just beyond the 10-foot line. Molly Tuzzo did all she could, but Akasha with some pop.
Early on, the shots that you take are what you've seen in the scouting report. After watching video, Anderson knew she had the inside cut shot. Watch how she works between 2 defenders to get that ball to drop. Beautifully done inside, cutting your hand.
She and Maddie Shear each had 16 kills in their 5-set thriller over A&M on Sunday. Rutherford is blocked, and there it is, the Auburn block.
That's the entertainment at the net we are expecting to see. Rutherford first with a kill, and then shutting it down is Anderson on the next go-around with the block.
Auburn set a school record averaging 2.6 blocks per set last season. As you can see, they're just shy of that mark this year, second in the SEC.
Yes.
And a block from Kentucky. Elise Getzinger teaming up with Rutherford. And for Kentucky, that's one area where they feel like they can improve a little bit.
It's so fun. So you just saw Rutherford get blocked by Anderson, and then when you get the second opportunity to come around and stuff your attacker that just blocked you, that's like one-on-one in basketball. Take it on.
Audrey Whitworth. 18 aces on the year. Long run for Barrett, a bump set. Bevan the dig. Groom goes for the set kill. And a slow, delayed swing from Elise Getzinger, but the point belongs to Auburn.
When you try to avoid the block, a lot of times you hit that ball a little flat with your hand, trying to catch the top of the hands, and that time, Auburn's block was not there to get the tool.
Anderson into the net. Auburn is a tough serving team. Coach Crouch takes a lot of pride in that, and you know, there's a cost to that too, Keely. Auburn averaging over 3 service errors per set, and you can see the number there. Too many of those this year. Again, Auburn, best season in school history, but that's an area they can improve.
And Auburn as a young team, year after year, you're going to see that continue to improve.
Barrett goes middle and a solo block. Aaron Lamb, welcome to the floor.
And you saw Lamb step all the way in because Middle Getzinger went out to the outside. Watch the commit block right there. That's how you step in and help. Beautifully done all the way over, left for a blocker, Lamb.
Line, point, Auburn, Maddie Shear, there she is.
This is a really good matchup for these rotations with Shear. She's matched up with setter Grome. Even though Grome is a good setter, she does a good job getting the setup. The height and jump ability of Shear just outmatches Grome as a blocker.
Yeah, Coach Crouch says you factor in her verticality, her jumping ability, along with her footwork, and she can hit pretty much any ball. Lamb trying to beat the block. Nice dig from Morton. Line again. This will be Lamb. And the block falls on Kentucky's side. Point Tigers. And head coach Brent Crouch in his 4th season on the Plains, and you know, by his own admission, even he couldn't have seen this coming in just year number 4. Their first ever top 25 ranking. Tonight, just the 2nd ever top 25 match here in Neville Arena from a volleyball standpoint. And on the slide, and then hit the antenna. That's the ruling. I think Getzinger thought she caught the tape, Keely.
There's communication right now because as an attacker, Getzinger knows if she took that ball toward the antenna or not. So that communication's going. As the line judge, Coach Skinner really wants to line judge their players. A lot of times you have that subbing in with the DS, but the tall players are taken out. But when you get to the college game, you're looking across the net. You have DeLay, a freshman all around outside at 6'2", and then Anderson for Auburn at 6'3", playing all the way around. So it's really important to develop that passing game with tall players in the club level.
So that point will come off the board. We'll have a replay here. Sarah Morton serving. It's been a challenge for her, Keely, with that shoulder injury. The service errors for Morton have piled up this year.
You know, I messed up my shoulder my 3rd year in Spain, and all I did was keep my arm in and pop that sucker short, and that's almost what you want to go to, is like, save that shoulder, girl, wrap it up, pop it short.
So another service error for Auburn. Getzinger serving for Kentucky, and Maddie Shear, ooh, potential overpass. And Lamb blocked. Groom goes back to Lamb. She goes soft and scores. It's a nice adjustment.
That was a great adjustment. Just when you thought Auburn had it pretty clamped, 2 balls in a row, just putting a solid block in front, and then Lamb changes up for the tip shot. The only thing Shear needed to do is run that ball down and pick it up as the off blocker.
Getzinger real soft, and that's an ace. Elise Getzinger, the senior from Blue Mounds, Wisconsin. That's her 9th ace of the season.
And all you're looking across, we're like, was Zoe Slaughter gonna fight that to say, no, coach, I got my hand completely under that, but she takes responsibility. That was a great serve.
She's a classic example of a program player, Keely. Didn't play a prominent role her first 3 seasons as she serves in long, but Getzinger now in the rotation for Kentucky.
for Auburn. This is good. You got Bella Bell back in the front row. And then Rutherford is still one more rotation off. So if you're Auburn, solid block in front, you got to serve tough and push points.
Groom, back row, delay. Point Auburn, just long.
Wiley, how fun was that to watch? So a pipe attack, watch how low this is run. So Grom going forward, reversing it back, only one blocker to go up, just missing it a little bit is her freshman.
It's a quality miss, though.
That's pretty.
Rutherford, or beg your pardon, Teeler rising up. So you're used to seeing Rutherford on that right side.
I'll never forget watching the national championship match, having Teeler swing on and she's playing middle, but she would open up on the right side, just what we saw. All the shorter players, even though Teeler probably has like a 40-inch vertical, was like, there's hope for me. Look what she can do. I'm a huge fan of Teeler.
So are a lot of folks. 3-time All-SEC, 2-time All-American. And this time an ace for Kentucky. And Emma Grom, SEC Player of the Year last season as just a sophomore. The top setter in the SEC, if not the country. Barrett, her counterpart, goes to Shear. And it's in, just kissing the line. And Kentucky a little skeptical of that call.
That was a great set by Jackie Barrett, going high and inside, giving Shear a little more cross court to look at and then able to find that corner.
She has been red hot. Grom, Rutherford, point Kentucky. Reagan Rutherford now with 4 kills in the match, and in the early going, it's the Wildcats ahead, 15-9.
Kentucky's happy about Rutherford is back in the lineup. She was out for 6 matches with an eye injury, but she is back, and we're seeing her dominance right now already in the match with 4 kills.
And undefeated after October 1st, is that good? You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Like
I mean,
that?
pretty
Okay.
fun. Pretty exciting
So make
what's
sure
to
we're on
come.
the same page there. Nothing new for Coach Craig Skinner. Dominate the second half of the season. Barrett, middle, point, Auburn, Kyla Swanson, a clap and a roar.
And you see it out of her break. All it took was sticking a pass on the money, going forward. Swanson one-on-one, high jumper, cutting that around the block.
Well, she posted 8 kills in their win on Sunday against A&M. That was an SEC high for her this year. So she's playing with confidence. Belle Zimmerman has been serving with confidence recently. Tough ball. Rutherford finds the soft spot in the court, Keeley. Man, that is great vision.
And what you called it, that was a tough serve. You saw the pass, it was right at the net on a tough serve. So for Auburn, even with the amazing serve, you got to scramble out of that. Rutherford able to get a tip shot kill.
And Coach Skinner told us yesterday, you know, 50% of the time, volleyball is just chaos. It's who has more success in those situations. Grom, all sorts of options. She goes middle. I'm not sure how Getzinger got it through the net, but she did. Delay. Tool her up.
You're right. No other person better to control the chaos than setter Grom. She's working a show. You saw it force in the middle when she's off the net, going forward, reversing it, setting the lead.
Of all the renovations that are being put on at Memorial Gym, $80 million worth or so. But that's meant a lot of road trips. Barrett. And we got double contact here, I think. No, maybe a foot fault.
Coming under the net, you have a strong serving team. This is, when you play Kentucky, you're always frustrated with their ball control. The ability to take care of that first ball contact and then stick the pass and serve receive.
Barrett. And a kill, Bella Bell scores one against her old team.
Bell has the vision to work around the block. She came in, that ball was perfectly placed by setter Barrett, giving her about a foot of a line shot to work with. She didn't have to hit it hard, but as far as precision, she nailed it.
Zoe Slaughter out of Honolulu, Hawaii. And a rare overpass, and Kendall Kemp cashes it in.
That's right there, gives you a little hope. Like, okay, this maybe Kentucky's pass will break down. If you're Auburn, you got to stay on it. You're like, where was that passer? Let me go at her again.
Kemp towering over the net at 6'6". Grome to the middle, smooth as butter.
How fun is that? So a front slide running along the net. Getzinger, 6'4", just off of 1 foot. You might as well sign her up for the Kentucky basketball team, the way she just hit that like a layup.
Audrey Whitworth. A little miscommunication that time. Sarah Morton and Slaughter colliding, and nobody can handle the pass. Point Kentucky, and the Wildcats have hit the 20-point threshold.
And this is a good matchup. If Auburn can get the pass, you have Anderson, 6'3", against Grome.
Carbon copy ace. That was the same ball and the same pass, Keely.
Staying on the strategy, Coach giving a good hand signal on who to serve and going straight for it. Right between two players. Morton trying to make a save, but it is that first ball contact. Kentucky is killing it right now. Serving game, passing game is solid.
Oh. And that one is long. Point Auburn.
You know, sometimes when you can't stop a server, how well she's doing, that's a good time to call the timeout. So Coach Crouch recognized it, icing the server with that timeout.
Wildcats have won 28 straight sets against Auburn. They're poised to win set 1 tonight. Cross court, delay. Barrett's gonna go middle to Kemp. Got every pass. Seems to be right where it needs to be. And that's a point for Kentucky. Elise Getzinger. Another one, that's her second kill.
This is what makes setter Grome so special. She sets the least expected. Ball's coming about 10-foot line, coming forward. She reverses it back on the slide attack when Auburn's block already was cheating out to the outside.
Coach Skinner says she does so many things that don't show up in the stat sheet, like reversing the flow, what she just did. Tough ball. Back row, delay. That was a fireball.
This is an SEC team you see confident in their game right now. You go into a freshman, just when you set the slide, you know that blocker's got to open up. That's going to leave delay with one-on-one opportunity. Go get it.
And now she's at the line serving. Into the net. To me, Keely, this is the same Kentucky we've seen the last month now. They got off to that tough start, 3-7, had some injuries, also played a almost preposterously tough schedule, but they have won 10 straight and rallied nicely. On the slide, and that's a point for Kentucky. Nice touch from Getzinger.
So I am loving the game of Getzinger. She's great off of 1 foot, run the slide attack. You saw her early on running along the net and then jumping off of 1 foot. Those type of plays are special because those are hard to stop with a moving block.
She picked up her 500th kill this past weekend against the Florida Gators. Serving for the set. It's long, and the set belongs to Kentucky. The Wildcats continue to roll here inside Neville Arena, 25-14.
Kentucky with Kentucky, I really feel Coach Crouch is going to do some damage here and lead the way, and Auburn is going to be at the top in no time.
Paige Thibault leads off the second set with a service error. Coach Crouch, his first season at Auburn, he went 0-8. That was the year Kentucky won that national championship. Now presiding over a top 25 team. Rutherford, how? Just sort of floating it through the block that time.
This is the hang time you have on a tight ball. So if you can hang in the air as the blocker's hands are falling, but you maintain your hand contact, you can push it down the front of the blocker.
That's exactly what she did, Eleanor Bevan. She has been serving so tough lately. And a violation here on Kentucky.
So that was the right idea. Bella Bell had the shot, the tip shot. The referee just thought she held it in her hand a little too long for the carry, but that was the right spot on the court. Love the idea.
Is it the right call?
I would say right call.
Bell long, did she catch hands? Yes, she did. Point Auburn.
That's how you come back with the frustration swing. You're like, man, that ball wasn't a carry. That's what she's thinking. And then come through with a power hit. A little smile, which we rarely see until we get her into an interview. Bella Bell, all competitor.
Her first career start, by the way, for Kentucky was against Auburn in 2020.
Look at that.
Full circle or something. Rhombus pellet, I don't know. Barrett, Kemp, corner pocket. Point Tigers.
What makes the difference for Auburn is definitely the passing. So if you're watching this, you want to see if setter Jackie Barrett is at the net running an offense. If it is, the kills are there. That middle attack looks good. Swanson early on got a couple, but it's all about that first ball, getting that pass at the net.
And, Belle Zimmerman just an inch or two away from getting that roll over to Kentucky's side.
Definitely the right idea, going low and flat. You got to do everything risky if you're playing Kentucky. So I get the idea. As low as you can get that ball to the net, you go for it.
Now Audrey Whitworth from Hardinsburg, Kansas. Bell. Jerome all the way across to delay. Can Anderson keep it over? No. Man, Brooklyn delay. It seems like she has every shot in her bag.
She's laughing at that one. She took that ball coming in, and then with the set over, that ball, everybody thought she was going to do something and then did the least expected. Good scramble play, picking a Jerome going cross court, trying to make that set right in the middle of the court, dropping it.
How tough of a set is that for a setter?
Yeah, you train that a lot. You first have to get your feet behind it to get that push out, and then a wrist setter has extra power in that wrist pop.
Elise Getzinger with her 4th kill. Now 3 different Wildcats with 4 or more kills. And Kentucky rolling like they have been the last month plus now. What can Auburn do to try and make some headway?
Even though Kentucky is a fantastic passing team, corner to corner, off the hands, if a block's in front of your face, try to work the block and not hit around the block, because defenders are just there waiting for it.
What a swing. Elise Getzinger heating up.
Getzinger, that slide attack as your senior year, you are looking fantastic in transition. Grom has that trust, and then the power swing. Wow, incredible.
Again, career highs for her in nearly every category this year. Played over 70 sets, nearly 200 kills. As that serve is long from Whitworth, she has bided her time. And again, the adjective or the word that Craig Skinner used to describe this team was mature. Their maturity has been their defining characteristic, and I think it's safe to say at least Getzinger, a senior, is a big part of that.
Yeah, Getzinger just keeps improving every part of her game, and the dominance. And what I love to see is her confidence. She believes what she can do, and Jerome, her setter, knows what she can do as well.
Line, delay, it's in. Point Kentucky.
Now, if you're delay, you just want to give a high five to Getzinger. Thank you for running the slides, because Middle Kemp, 6'6" middle for Auburn, has to think about the slide attack, giving me a little more delay on that, creating that one-on-one opportunity or a seam.
And here she is serving. Keely, can you put into words how rare it is to see a freshman of her size playing 6 rotations?
It's a player raising the game, and it compliments to her club to let her play in the back row with that all-around ball control, hit out of the back row. That's how you develop great college players. And honestly, Wiley, that's how we're going to continue to develop our national team. You get that tall girls playing all the way around.
Joust to the net, won by Auburn. The ball control has been berserk here from Kentucky. Now Auburn trying to show some off. This is a phenomenal rally. And it is long hands. No, point Auburn. That was a treat. Check
Net
out this
plays
pancake.
and saves out of the wazoo, coming forward, laying out, keeping it alive. That is how it's done. Auburn knows they're gonna need that type of energy and effort all the way through.
Kasha Anderson serving. Shear taps it with the fingertips. Back row delay. She is lethal behind that 10-foot line.
Yes, coming so strong. Delay is a special player. I'm loving, and you're only a freshman, and we get so many more years watching you play.
She had 25 kills in back-to-back matches against Alabama and Georgia. That serve is into the net. There's only one player in Kentucky history that has 3 such matches in their career. She had 2 back-to-back. That one would be Leah Edmond, who is a 4-time All-American for the Wildcats.
And fun note, Leah Edmond is coming to Atlanta Vibe on the professional team, so there's a professional career definitely in the Delay's future if she wants that as well, the way Edmond has gone.
Service there on the Auburn side, and now Kentucky has Emma Grome. Who, by the way, averaging 11.8 assists per set. That's the second best of any active player in college volleyball across their career. Anderson long, point Kentucky.
One thing to beat a Kentucky team, you're gonna need all players locked in. You can't afford any type of mental lapses. And this is Anderson settling into her game. We know she's the powerhouse that brings the heat, ready for even a back row attack right now. You just gotta stay all the way through.
Swanson, tough pass, and it's into the net. Again, serve pass, that's such a huge part of trying to take down a Kentucky team.
That's where you're watching number 10 on your screen, Jackie Barrett. She's the setter. You want her at the net, running attacker is, and if we can't get 2 blockers up, just make sure you're stable for our defense.
Bell beats the block that time, point Auburn. If you were to look at the box score right now, Keely, a couple of things would jump out at you. 1, Kentucky hitting over 380. 2, Auburn just 2 blocks so far in this match. That's a huge part of their way they score and the way they defend, and Kentucky's handled it well so far.
And you see setter Grome, it's in the hands of Grome. That time, nice job, Swanson with the close, but it was Shear with the setup. If you get a good setup, expecting to be one-on-one, it's a bonus if your middle can close. Good reverse set by Swanson out to Edmond. Excuse me, and you got me talking Edmond, going out to Rutherford.
Make SEC opponents' hairs stand up on their end, saying, oh, who's back?
Yeah, right. She was dominant. I loved watching her.
I don't know, but Brooklyn Delay, she might be Leah Edmond incarnate. Here is Molly Tuzzo serving as Kentucky gets the side out on the error. And an ace for Molly Tuzzo, her 23rd of the year. And Kentucky now with 5 aces tonight.
And you see they're trying to work the seam a lot on the left side. Anderson is getting the heat of it on this rotation.
Coach Craig Skinner. Shear. You can see Sarah Morton, her face, she's disappointed she missed that one, but that's another great swing. That's on Reagan Rutherford.
Morton thought Rutherford was going to hit a little more inside, but Rutherford went sharp line, and Morton got caught in the lean.
Miscommunication, the free ball over. And in the middle, Johnny Teeler, not to be forgotten.
I love Coach
College volleyball. Shear. Tuzzo. Man. Keely, that dig on that sequence. That's got to be a kill against almost every other team, but Kentucky just relentless.
That cover, and you know that ball was tight, so Tuzzo came all the way up, getting that ball right before it hit the ground, and then, gosh, Rutherford, easy play, transition, throw her up a ball. She's gonna get a kill.
A couple of national champions there in that last shot. And a tough pass. Anderson did all she could. An ace for Kentucky. Now a 6-0 run with Tuzzo at the net, or at the line, rather.
You know, we watch Auburn all season long. This is not the fight and energy you're used to seeing, but this is the pressure you're feeling from the Kentucky side. They do and make little mistakes. They go everything really strong, so you got to play at your best to put a ball away. Wow, like
again.
that.
This is breathtaking stuff. Point Kentucky. And Keely, there are balls that Auburn's hitting that have been points for them all season long. I mean, forget losing the actual point. What does that do to you emotionally?
You know, you try to get it, but this is all credit to the bench of Kentucky. Coach Skinner talks about how hard the practices are because that entire bench pushes. They have national championship on their mind. They have SEC championship on their mind. Teams are united in this forum saying, you know what, I'm going to push you. If I might not get the playing time, but gosh darn it, we're going to do this as a team.
Bella Bell, the right idea, but just a little beyond that sideline. And Kentucky cruising their way to a 2-0 lead. Bell.
What?
Oh my gosh. Kyla Swanson earns the point. Bella Bell asking herself, yeah, well, they can do that, can't they? I know that well.
Like you just want to go, really, Tuzzo? Really? You just dug that ball? That ball goes straight down. Tuzzo got under it because guess what, Wiley? She sees heat in practice. When you're used to seeing that type of power, you just step in and dig it. You're not scared.
Thibault serving. Delay swinging and scoring.
That's the same type of shot we see from Shear, Madison Shear. Looking like you're going cross court, recognize the block comes in a little bit, and then turning it sharp down the line. Delay 8 kills, almost hitting 500. Great job, clapping for you.
Rutherford and Delay combined, service ace there. Rutherford and Delay combined 16 kills. They're hitting 481. And oh yeah, Elise Getzinger hitting 500 with 5 kills. Ajani Taylor, 3 kills on 3 swings. I mean, every piece of Kentucky's offense is humming right now. That time a tool from Bella Bell.
Bella Bella is that steady leader on the Auburn side. Jackie Barra says, you know, I didn't get the right pass to go to my middle on this one. Bella, I still have you in my front row. I'm giving you the ball.
Belle Zimmerman had just 4 aces all of her freshman year. This season, knocking on the door of 30. Rutherford, oh, what a spot. You couldn't slip a piece of paper through that crack in the seam.
And you think about it like this, that ball was set wide. She's left-handed, so she's got to reach over with her jumping ability and still make a hand contact save on that ball, cutting in inside. You're looking at one of the best athletes to play the game of volleyball.
That's her 9th kill of the night. All-American last year, well on her way for another All-American honor this year. Bell scores, and right now they're leaning on Bella Bell here to try and net some points.
It's like one-on-one right now with left back Tuzzo saying, okay, you dug that deep hard shot. Let me go ahead and put a little more topspin on this ball, dropping that short in front of you.
Yeah, no mercy between Tuzzo and Bell. They don't know each other. Tuzzo's a freshman. Bell's, as far as Tuzzo's concerned, she's been at Auburn the last 5 years. And Slaughter into the net, and it's set point for Kentucky.
That's the fun part about the mini game inside the game. You know, after you got dug by a player, you want to come back harder. For when I was a setter, if my hitter got blocked, I'm going to put a different play coming right back to that hitter and make her get a seam ball or through that play to develop that confidence.
Well, taking sequences like that personally, that's part of what drives the best volleyball players at this level.
It's so fun.
Kentucky looking for the set. Morton calling for it. A free ball. Grome. Getzinger. Not going to win it yet. But that's long point Kentucky, and the Wildcats have come in and quieted Neville Arena with a dominant 25-11 victory in set 2. Kentucky well on their way to an 11.
Volleyball, go as hard as you can, enjoy the pace of this match, but you got to trust your training. Go out, compete.
Anderson. That is an unbelievable one-handed dig from Tuzzo. It is a marvel to watch Kentucky just scramble all over the court, Keely.
Scramble's the name of the game. That first cover ball, I think 3 players were in the deep squat trying to keep the ball alive. The ball control's there, and then Rutherford with that shutdown block.
Kyla Swanson says, try and cover this.
That's where you gotta go. Risk it one-on-one with both middles. Taylor is a fantastic blocker. Getzinger is a great blocker, but you gotta match that speed and pace. Hopefully, then Kentucky only gets one blocker up to have a better opportunity to come up with the kill.
Zimmerman. Great save from Grome. Taylor gets a swing on it. And Taylor punishes the overpass.
Living for that overpass. High jumper, strong attacker. That ball was going straight down. No defender was getting in the way of that overpass right there. Taylor, 10-foot line, get that.
Nutshell pass. No Lord of the Rings for you?
What was it? Yeah.
And Akasha Anderson wins the job.
This is the Akasha Anderson we know and love. She's talking this set. The communication's there. Her first swing was amazing, even though Tuzzo picked it up in that high, deep seam attack. But there you go, Anderson. Just start it going, light that fire.
Zoe Slaughter. Rutherford bulldozes the block.
Incredible. So Rutherford's going to the extension of the hands of Anderson, going very high jump in on the attack and with a high blocker on the attack. Nicely, just incredible volleyball.
Crowd trying to stay in it here in the student section as Audrey Whitworth is at the line. Barrett to the middle. Long. Point Kentucky.
That was the right idea. So you had a great pass. Jackie Barrett was at the net. Kendall Kemp had a swing, just not able to give it enough topspin snap to drop that ball deep, but the idea was there, keep going to it.
I mean, we talked about how well Rutherford and DeLay have scored tonight. Keely, meanwhile, on the flip side, Akasha Anderson and Maddie Shear are hitting negative combined. Great dig from Thibault. Got the line. Getzinger right through the heart of the defense.
So Wiley, you saw 2 plays that delay set the ball into the blocker's hands. That's just an easy cover ball because you wait for an opportunity for a strong attack. She was given that ball. You know what? I don't have the shot. Let me go ahead and get that cover back. And then Getzinger with the slide finish when it was time.
Now that's an easy cover ball because there's less velocity on it. Is that
correct?
Right?
It comes right back. You go high into the blocker's hands. And the one time she got that tip kill with the set over, she thought she was going to get that same type of cover ball back. And she just missed the blocker's hands to get the kill.
Kentucky up 6-2. Auburn doing everything they can right now to punch back, but the Wildcats are proving too much to handle. When it's your night, huh?
Yeah.
Fist pump there from Connor Whitworth saying, yeah, I plan to do that.
I think Zimmerman, the one she got that close to the net, that was the same type of serve you're going for. How low can you get it to that net?
Got a little bit of that sheepish grin, too. Another good spot. Kendall Kemp dropping the sledgehammer.
You can see between sets 2 and 3, the strategy has shifted. Coach Crouch told Jackie Barrett, hey, you get a ball at the net, find your middle. We saw Swanson. Now we're seeing 2 sets to Kemp in the middle. I love the idea. You're getting open looks.
Right here, guys. Let's go. Come on.
And an ace from Akasha Anderson. That is the first ace of the match for Auburn.
You know, Auburn's ranked 24th. They're used to other teams coming at them, but there's a difference. You have to remind your players when you're playing a higher ranked team, guys, we don't have the pressure on our side. We just have to show up and go hard.
Meanwhile, that is the 8th service error tonight for Auburn.
And looking at these rotations, you look to see when Rutherford's coming into the front row. So Grome is still in the front row for 2 rotations. These are good blocking rotations for Auburn. So if you can push points, now you got Grome against Maddie Shearer. That's a good matchup.
And a kill for Maddie Shearer. I think that's been one of the big stories tonight, Keely, as far as Auburn's shortcomings. The side out rate for Kentucky is close to 75%.
Yeah, the one beautiful thing about Kentucky is the passing game. They stick it. And that time, Auburn did a great job sticking a pass right back to say, hey, we can do it too. We can keep our setter in system.
Sarah Morton trying to get on a run. Grome feeds Lamb. And point Kentucky.
Lamb had a good look. I love how low Kentucky runs their set. When you trust your ball control, why go high? When you get a ball at the net, you don't want block to get set up. You want that little motion and then the vision of your hitter to hit around the block.
Shearer this time blocked by Taylor. Block again. Lamb once more.
Best thing about that play, that ball was going over on that play, and then her setter, Grome, reaching over, giving a fingertip set to the outside. Watch this save by the set. Reaching it, that's both blockers going up, leaving one-on-one to Lamb.
Kyla Swanson with a cannonball.
Let's go middle attack with Auburn. Come on. Loving that Swanson getting another one.
Violation that time, a little bit of a hold there from Kentucky, so point to Auburn.
One thing you appreciate with the referees is just calling it equally. So she's like, okay, Bella Bell, I called it on the previous set. Let me go ahead and call that same type of play on that carry on the second ball.
Grome. Right side for Taylor. Now outside for Lamb. Why not back row?
Oh.
All 3 flavors.
Yes. It's the cover ball. Whitworth kept the play going. All defend. You can see on the cover, all players are looking up at the block, trying to play defense off of it, and then the finish. Freshman delay. You're going to be a pleasure to watch over the next 3 years.
It depends on your perspective. If you're on that other bench, then
hey, my
more of a
perspective
nightmare.
is great. I got no skin in the game. I just love good volleyball.
So Kentucky's lead back to 3. Auburn scoring moderately better here in this third set, hitting over 200. And Paige Thibault. Johnny Taylor, that was an anchor drop.
This is what you do when you train setters. You're like in system, jump set, opposite, the pin, pin to pin, out of system, force your middle. You saw setter Grom about 8 feet off, going back to Taylor with a one-on-one opportunity. Nicely executed.
Molly Tuzzo. Nice dig from Bevan. Taylor off her fingertips, but it's kept alive. Tuzzo goes to Rutherford, and she's got the tool. 11 kills now for Reagan Rutherford on just 16 swings.
It's pretty fun to watch the effort to get a final kill by Rutherford. Bevan in the back row, just sticking dimes, playing hard on that defense to keep rallies going. That's some team play. Trust your defense, waiting for a power swing.
And an ace for Kentucky. For Rutherford, this is her 40th match in her career. Now with double-digit kills, that's top 10 all time at Kentucky. And the Wildcats, they keep playing like this, they'll be in the top 10 before long. We talk about Kentucky's defense, we talk about their offense, but we got to talk about their service game here, Keely. It has been off the charts tonight.
Yeah, just serving so strong. You're going to see the scrambles, a lot of aces, but more importantly, they're just creating enough chaos so Auburn cannot run their offense. Right now, Kentucky, you have just killing it all around. 10 aces as a team. Just incredible job, and I think the strategy's on point, but even better, the passing game for Kentucky, just all around first ball contact looking strong.
Just one shy of their season high when they had 11 against Northern Colorado. By the way, in that match against Northern Colorado, Molly Tuzzo had 6 of those 11 aces. Bell. Rutherford. Give her a dozen.
Bringing the heat is Rutherford, walking off like, guys, that is what I do. Going forward is Grom. Just enough motion. Go ahead, hit back into the moving middle. Nice job, Rutherford.
Wildcats hitting 373. Block from Taylor. Back to Anderson.
What?
Rutherford cannot be stopped.
It was the blocking effort from middle Taylor going side to side to get that close, causing Tuzzo to pick up that dig that was actually going down, and then Rutherford coming up with the kill. We are watching high-level team volleyball right now.
Yeah, Coach Skinner, he tells us he'd be hard-pressed to find another middle in the country with better closing speed than a Johnny Taylor. There she is again. She's fed. Hands? Yes. Oh, a net violation there against Auburn.
I mean, I get it. I'd be reaching strong, too,
Yep.
trying to slow down anything. That gives you drive to go back into practice and improve those areas.
That call is confirmed. Some more celebration and a chest bump. Welcome to it.
Yes.
We had a shoulder bump, then we got kind of a hug situation there. They're coming up with new ways to celebrate over there in Kentucky. They've been doing a lot of it the last 7 years. Got to find a way to still be creative. A 6-0 run for the Wildcats, snapped by Kyla Swanson.
Right there's been working. You have Swanson at the net hitting .556. You have 5 kills on 9 swings. That's been working for Auburn. It's like trying to do it more often, but it's hard to get a pass from this strong serving team with Kentucky.
Yeah, there's a bright spot. Kyla Swanson, last 2 matches, she's combined for 14 kills. That's served into the net from Zimmerman. Keely, we've watched Kentucky now for 2+ sets. You see that number 13 next to their name on the scorebug. Watching this team right now in person, forgetting that 3-7 start, where do you think they rank with the eye test for you across the country?
I'm saying top 10. So you look at the complete game, the back row, the movement, the power, the height, everything Kentucky has. And you know, they have a couple matches you know they want back early on in this season, but it's all about preparing for postseason. And Coach Skinner knows that, winning a national championship of his own with his previous team. It's all about the building moments. You have young players in different key roles. You have experience in other roles. It's putting all those pieces together, figuring out what works, but we're looking at a possible championship team in front of us.
And a tool to the long side of the court from Reagan Rutherford. But for Kentucky, I mean, this is what they do, Keely. Every year, August and September, they challenge themselves with the schedule. They maybe take some losses, try some different things. Once that calendar hits October 1st, they're about as close to unbeatable as anybody you can find.
You know, and they take their time to get back from injury because they know, you know what, we are a postseason team. We want to make a long run, so make sure everybody's back and healthy because we trust the type of level that we play at.
Kasha Anderson going back to serve. Kentucky looking for their 19th consecutive NCAA tournament berth. They're going to get that. Lost in the round of 16 last year, second round the year prior. And Brooklyn DeLay showing off her left hand there.
DeLay's got to feel confident about her game, and just all shots are going down for him. And I'm looking at Auburn right now saying this should not defeat you. This should not discourage you. This only should drive you for practice tomorrow and say, you know what, I got to improve this area of my game. That's what makes you drive as a competitor. Look across, respecting game, and then improving your own when you get the reps in practice.
That serve is into the net. Auburn trying to see if they can tighten things up here in this 3rd set. Kentucky, they can see that 12th SEC win of the season right ahead of them. Lamb. What a dig from Morton. But a long attack from Anderson.
You know, personally, in that rotation, I was just really hoping for one more slide attack from Getzinger before she went back to serve. Anderson, I know, wants that ball back out of the back row, but we did get a transition slide attack, so we'll take it.
And at least Getzinger a service error. Looks like Kentucky's going to win this match, but Auburn, they win in the attendance column, a new program record, 2,529. And everyone mattered, Keely. I know we just had voting yesterday. They cleared the previous attendance record by just 37 fans.
Let's go. You have Coach Pearl to thank.
And keep in mind, the 2 highest crowd or largest crowds before tonight came in 2019 against Mississippi State, 2014 against Arkansas. Both of those matches preceded men's basketball games. And so they counted some extra fans, might have been coming to a men's basketball game afterwards. Tonight, nothing but volleyball.
Wow. Great dig.
Grome to Teeler, She's got the tool. Johnny Taylor, if there's any consolation for Auburn, it's that Johnny Taylor's out of eligibility after this year. It'll be the last time they see her in the regular season, at least. So Kentucky, just a couple of things.
And that's what I love about life. It just evolves. A lot of times we ask younger players, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Coach Skinner was working at a golf course at 24. Madison Lilly was playing professional volleyball, and then you're like, you know what? I think about coaching. I want to get back into it, impact the players. They're doing a great job with their program.
Pine Lakes Country Club. Coach Skinner says you drop his name there, they'll put it on his tab. So everyone go ahead to Pine Lakes Country Club. Coach Skinner's got you covered. Kentucky's got everything covered. Not that one, though. Maddie Shear with a rocket.
That's a little pump in it with her arm saying, there we go, that's my game right there. Nicely set inside. Maddie Shear loves a ball when she can see inside cut shot around the block with power.
I guess for the record, I should say that was a joke about Coach Skinner. Don't actually go to the golf club.
Hey, they might.
Put it on his tab. Johnny Taylor has earned Kentucky match points.
You're going to have like a Coach Skinner drink, like Arnold Palmer,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
You'd be like, I'm going little, what would you, yeah, the combination. What do you think Coach Skinner drinks at a golf course?
It's like water and ice, maybe?
Yeah, water, ice, and a little Gatorade on the side.
Maybe. Taylor blocks it, and Kentucky sweeps it. Dominating the Auburn Tigers here inside Neville Arena. The largest crowd in school history for Auburn. But the Wildcats have now won 22 consecutive matches over the Tigers. And the last 10, all in sweep fashion. The Wildcats 12-1.
समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे, झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे, झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे। ना मिली मजा तो खूब गोरियाई रे, ना मिली मजा तो खूब गोरियाई रे। ढेर हमारा मिली हार जाई रे, तोरा जैसा ढेर हमारा मिली हार जाई रे, तोरा जैसा ढेर हमारा मिली हार जाई रे। झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे, झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे। भतार तोर, भतार तोर, करबे ना सगाई रे सनज बिहारी से करबे ना सगाई रे ज्योति सुकेश जी से करबे ना सगाई रे झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे झूठ समान तो भतार तोर खाई रे।
सत्यम रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो खोरी पाकर।